This is Phid McAwesome here from Downunder The Ring Podcast, and super lucky today to be joined by possibly the craziest man in AEW, Darby Allin. How's it going, dude?
It is going beautiful. I feel pretty amazing at the moment. So life is good.
And look, before I even get started, did I see that this morning you planted your face into a bowl of water for 3 minutes?
Yeah, I've been doing media all day, like literally all day, and that was that was actually the second interview of the day, and we're talking about training for Everest because I've been training a lot, and a lot of it has to do with breath work. So I was holding my breath up to 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and then can we see it? And I was like, well, if I do it on air, I got to do it in water so no one knows I'm cheating.
Yeah,
Uh,
100%.
so I put it in there, but just like being in the water and being bent over in that position was a lot different than I normally, from my breath work that
Mm.
I do. So it was a fun challenge, but I got to a little over 3 minutes in the bowl of water. So
That's
it was,
crazy. How
it
is
was fun.
training? How is training for Everest going?
It's some of the most hard training I've ever had to do in my life, but it's awesome in that sense. Like I love being pushed to my absolute limit, but it's
Yeah.
it's definitely it's definitely hard.
Yeah. Look, I want to ask you a question. I don't want you to be offended by it, but I'm in a group chat with a whole bunch of other guys that are wrestling fans, and one of the comments that comes up constantly is about you, is the crazy stuff you do on TV, the crazy stuff you do off TV as well in your spare time, and the question that comes up quite often is, has Darby Allin considered therapy?
No, I don't need it. Like literally, the thing is that crazy stuff is my therapy.
Yeah,
Like it's literally given me the confidence to do so much in my life.
yeah.
Growing up, I never had a lot of confidence, and then the more crazier stuff I've done, the more confidence I've built. So that is my therapy. So like I became such a stronger mentally person by doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So I like to think if I could take a Jeep and jump 96 feet over my house, I can do a lot in life. So
That's a
yeah.
crazy way of looking at it, but yeah, it's amazing. And on that note, Tony Khan has gone on record as saying that he thinks you can do this forever. Um, how long does Darby Allin think he can go himself at this pace?
It just depends on how long I want to do it for. Like how much how long as long as I love what I'm doing, I feel like I can do it as long as I want to. But if I don't love what I'm doing, then I
Mm,
will bail out because I never wanted to be doing something I didn't love doing. But as
mm.
of right now, like I got the craziest physical recovery regimen, so I feel great. I'm
Yeah.
on top. I'm on top of everything all the time. So my body feels really great, and everybody's like, well, wait till you feel 30. And then I'm like, well, I feel 30. Like I'm 30 years old now. Wait till you're 30 and see how you feel. I'm like, well, I feel great. And they're gonna be like, well, wait till you're 40. And they're, well, and then they're gonna say, well, wait till you're 100 and see how you feel. I'm like, well,
Look, as somebody who's I'm 43, dude, and I don't do the extreme shit, and I feel like shit 90% of the time. So
well, dude, the big thing that Tony Hawk taught me was you just got to keep doing your thing. You
just keep
like the
moving.
moment, yeah. And then for example, he's like 56 and he's still skating at a high level.
Yeah.
And it's the thing is like you just have your body built such tolerance. So when I'm not wrestling, I'm skateboarding. And if I'm not skateboarding, I'm jumping off the roof at my house doing something like keeps my body and my mind in check. So it's
Well, I mean, the amount of
yeah.
times I've seen Tony Hawk, share videos of himself eating shit at his age, and he still just gets up, dusts
Yeah.
off, and back onto it. So
Yeah,
there's
he
something
walks a
to
lot
it,
better.
clearly.
Yeah, he moves a lot better, like off the board, like just walking a lot of, 56-year-olds, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about the body and stuff, with the extremes of the body endurance that you put yourself through, how much of that is you conditioning yourself to be able to handle that, and how much of it do you think is just some natural ability that you have to perform these crazy things and be able to get up and walk away from it?
I think it's a little bit of both. I've built such a high pain tolerance over the years with just my skateboarding. And
Mm.
but a lot of it's just mental too. So I do a lot of meditating, and it's you got to be, if your mind's not right, then your body's not going to follow. So
Mm.
you got to be strong in both aspects of that. And I'm dialed in. I feel great, and I think it's a little bit of both. And I'm what I thought originally was my biggest fault, being a smaller guy in wrestling, I
Mm.
found out was my biggest asset. And because I feel great, and I can move around. I'm super mobile, and
Mm.
I use this as my biggest asset in wrestling. Yeah, I wouldn't change a single thing. I love the position I'm
Mm.
in.
And you're a strategy guy, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you think that also helps contribute to, your health and stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely. The recovery, just the
Yeah.
recovery. Like I've had a lot of friends that are in the pro skateboarding world, and they drink a lot, and
Mm.
whenever they break something and they just like, oh, I'm bummed out, I'm just gonna drink. It takes forever for them to heal, like forever. And the thing is, like, I'm able to bounce back really quick with like anything. I came back really quick after breaking my foot and breaking my nose. So, I think a lot of that has to do with just lifestyle choices.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that brings me to a bit of a silly question, but I need to ask you it. What do you think is the most dangerous form of transport? Skateboarding, a bus, or a razor scooter?
I don't know, actually. Maybe a razor.
I was going to say, because you've got history with all three, right?
Yeah, yeah, maybe maybe a Razor scooter might be might be the because I'm for me, I'm more comfortable on the skateboard. But if I was cruising around New York or something on a scooter, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
like I don't feel like I'd be as like I'm not that good on it, so I feel like I'm bound to like get hit by a
And
car.
and you seem to be able to just dust off being hit by a bus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'd go with the scooter. Final answer.
Okay. Look, you can probably tell by my t-shirt. I'm a big Sting fan. I've been a fan of his since the mid 90s. Love the guy. Um, as somebody that worked with Sting right through his AEW career, what do you think was the most important lesson that you learned from Sting?
Oh, just to be humble and grateful for everything. You know,
Yeah.
uh, just don't believe the hype. Don't get an ego because
Yeah.
the wrestling world is gonna chew you up and spit you out. And at the end of the day, when the 15-minute ride's over, you want to look in the mirror and know who you're looking at.
Yeah.
So and he's very just he's the greatest dude ever. Just how he led outside of the ring is a bigger than how he led inside of it. So.
Yeah. And do you think we'll see more of Sting? I know that he's retired as an in-ring competitor, but do you think we'll see more of him again?
They say the thing about Sting is nothing is for sure. So
Yeah.
who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I would like to, just from a selfish standpoint, I'd like to have him around more just because I like
Mm.
spending time with him.
Look, and from a selfish standpoint, I have never got to see Sting in person. And February next year, we've got AEW coming over here to perform in Brisbane, February 15th at Suncorp Stadium. What are the chances we can get the Stinger over here in February?
I have no idea. I know he's loving life right now and he's in his own little world, which, he's worked hard for that.
Yeah.
So if he wants to stop and smell the roses a few more months, by all means, I'm not going to drag him out.
Well, that also then brings me to another question when it comes to the Stinger. What are the chances that we see the character of Sting rebirthed via his son?
See, the thing is, Steven, his son, is actually training a lot.
Correct.
And
And he
so
looks so much like him.
I know it's like so it just it all depends, man. Those are big shoes to follow. Like, I just
Absolutely.
t time is of the essence with that one. You don't want to rush anybody because
Mm.
if you rush somebody in there, they're like, oh, that was a favorite for Sting. But if like we all want when Steven steps foot in the ring for the first time, we all want it to be like, okay, he worked for this. He deserves this.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that
I suppose it'd be unfair on him to have him compared to, I mean, naturally, I think us as fans are going to compare him to his dad, but um, it'd be unfair to put that expectation on him by giving him the gimmick as well, I suppose.
Yeah, what would you name him if you could
I
name him?
have no idea, dude. No idea.
SOS, Son of Sting?
That seems a bit cheesy. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Steve
You,
bought him because Stinger was
I, I
pretty.
definitely wasn't serious about the SOS. If I was serious about that, I hope that you take a chair and smash me in the face with it.
Hey, dude, I would absolutely love the privilege of smashing you in the face with a chair. Um, Look, in February, you guys are going to be performing at Suncorp Stadium. It's an open top venue. Uh, um, when it comes to arenas with no roof, what does Darby Allin look to try and jump off?
That's the thing is everybody's like, what are you gonna jump off of at Wembley? I'm like, the commission is so strong. They won't let me do anything. So it's like, but I don't know what the commission's like in Australia. I have
I think
no
it's
idea.
pretty. Look, if any of the indie shows I've been to say anything, it's pretty loose.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Like, I don't
Yeah,
know. If the commission's rocking, then I'm rocking.
yeah. Do you know much about the indie scene here in Australia?
No, I don't know anything about the indie scene in America.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'm so out of the loop.
so you don't follow anything outside of where you work?
No, I don't. Unfortunately, I kind of just live in my own little world because I'm around wrestling so much. I don't want to be around it even like more and more outside. When I'm outside of the ring, I'm like skateboarding, stunts,
Yeah,
whatever it is that I do. I feel like it's
yeah.
very healthy to have different interests and hobbies just to balance you out.
Hmm. So chances are, if anyone's looking for you in Brisbane next year, going to an indie show is the wrong place. Probably be more likely seeing you at a skate park.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Darby, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you making time for us. We're really looking forward to having the entire AEW roster over here in Brisbane next year. And basically, is there anything else you wanted to finish off with before we finish up?
No, man, I'm excited. I've always wanted to hit up Australia, but this is the perfect first time to do it. I'm really, really excited.
Awesome. Can't
Ready,
wait to see
ready
you
to
then.
rock in Brisbane. So,
Cheers, dude. I really appreciate your time,
all
man.
right, take it easy, man.